Alright. So, top of the morning there, fuckers. This is Chaos Reaper 13 here from Shadowy Partially Censored Gaming. We are back again to continue the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. It's a nice little stream for us, and a happy St. Paddy's Day weekend to all of you. This is going out on Saturday, the day just before, I believe, St. Patrick's Day. My memory is right, I'm not 100% certain. No, actually today is St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. So...
I would hope it's St. Patrick's Day. That shitty accent.
Oh, fuck off, you bloody wanker. Anyway, again, as I explained in the last stream, Shadow is not joining us this week because of some personal issues. So I again have with me for a short bit, at least here until he has to leave, our good buddy and friend. We both love him. We all hate him. That was you.
Oh. Psst. Right. Me, I guess.
Cinnamon.
What's my name? Shit.
Cinnamon.
Basilisk. That's my...
Basilisk 13, everybody.
Right. That one.
So, I want to apologize to anybody for the last stream of this. As it's abrupt cutoff, my Wi-Fi ended up crashing. So, I've taken every precaution to ensure that hopefully it doesn't happen this time. And thankfully we can continue right from where we left off last time. So, let's get back into this. It's been an uneventful St. Paddy's Day. I know for me, and I'm pretty sure for Basilisk as well, because neither of us has left the house yet. He's leaving somewhere to go into town, I think. But okay. Shit. Okay. But where I live here, tomorrow is the St. Patrick's Day parade. They always hold it on Sundays, so that'll be a thing. Fucking skulls. Fuck off. Nobody fucking cares. Ooh, charge. Gotcha. But yeah. So I hope everybody's enjoying St. Patrick's Day. Hope nobody's getting too drunk. I remember asking this a long time ago. Somebody ended up telling me this. They said, you know, because it's St. Paddy's Day, I'm Irish today. And I'm like, no, that's not how this works. You ever have anybody tell you that, Wimbask? That just because it's St. Patrick's Day, I'm automatically Irish?
Huh?
Somebody said that to me years ago. And I remember telling them that's not how it works.
No. I don't believe it is.
Is that good? Ooh, and we get another devil deal. Ooh, yes, the pentagram. So we got some more damage again, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, so Shadow should be joining us come next week here, and we're gonna be hopefully doing some Sword Art Online, Fatal Bullet, Evil Within 2. I know we're planning on doing that. We still have to figure out what we're gonna do for Rainbow Six Siege Outbreak. Not sure if we're gonna figure something out for that. I'm also eating breadsticks, so I apologize. I'm hungry. I haven't really eaten much all day. I had like a bowl of cereal and 2 of these in the morning. Around lunch I had a burger and some chicken nuggets. And it's about 6 p.m. now, so I'm kind of hungry. Ah, piss. Not you again! Oh shit, that one. Spiders everywhere. Spiders, spiders, spiders. And there's a treasure. And we got... Ooh, this is a good item. I love this. This is the inner eye. It lowers your tier firing rate, so you do end up shooting slower, but it gives you a triple shot spread instead of just the normal shots. So it's a really good item. And it actually synergizes quite well with a lot of items that I really love in this game. Key one being is a brimstone, which we would get to at another time or whenever we actually find it, if we get it. I don't know, my luck on the console version has always kind of been crap as opposed to the PC version for some reason. Not sure why that is. But, let's check out the shop. There's nothing really interesting here. Blow your ass up. Oh, that's some good money. So, I'm gonna grab this really quick. And right here, we're gonna get the treasure map. Now, the treasure map is a little item. You can only get it out of the shops unless you have the chaos item, which basically mixes all the item room pools together. But the treasure map will give you every time you reach a new floor, and for every floor in general, you'll get a full map. It'll be fully revealed to you, so you'll be able to find where every single thing is. It is really helpful for large floors, especially if you happen to get Curse of the Labyrinth. And the magician. Oh god. Oh jeez. I wasn't paying attention to that. And you all die. Let's check. Here, yes, super secret room. Like, nope, this is just a regular one. This is a neat little item. You know, we're gonna pick this up right now. This is we need to go deeper. This is a neat little item. Upon use, it will normally create a hole that you can use to go down to the next floor automatically. Or it has about a 12% chance of spawning a dungeon, or a trapdoor rather, or a door to the black market. What the black market is, we will get into at another time. We're not really going to take it with us since it's more or less kind of useless. Unless you're looking at skipping levels, at which case, good for you. But it's usually not, I always recommend you just skip levels a lot. Unfortunately, the Tauros items, little invincibility thing, as far as I know, only triggers once per ring. So, always, if you have it, make it count. Of course, it's kind of hard to make anything like that count with the mom fight, but yeah, make do with what you can. Oh shit! Almost got me. Not today, mommy dearest. So I can hardly see it, but you guys will be able to see it better on the footage. But at the bottom of the screen, I forgot to ever actually talk about this, but you'll notice that there's a red bar down there with a skull on the end of it. That is a boss. That is actually the boss's health bar. Shocking, I know. Every boss in this game actually does have a different amount of health. Some of them not too impressive. Some of them don't make sense, and then there's ones that are just obscenely ludicrous. I know that two of the worst bosses in the game that have like the most health, as far as I know, they're only in Afterbirth Plus, which we don't have on the console, but I do have on PC. And here we got Synth Oil. This is a really good item. This is one of the few injection items. Now what this does is it gives you a really good boost in your damage and in your shot range. So if you see it, I would very much recommend picking it up. And good lord, that's bright. I'm gonna want to change that down a bit. Alright. Now here we are. We actually unlocked this after beating Mom for the first time. This is the womb. This is another set of floors you go to. This is only accessible after the Mom fight. So consists of 2 more floors, and there are no treasure rooms in the womb, and there are no shops. So, yes, run into me and die. Oh. I found pills. I found pills is a kind of a cosmetic pill effect. It does literally absolutely nothing major for your stats or anything, so it's more or less just kind of useless. It's not good, it's not bad. I always thought it was a bad one up until I looked it up. Gotcha. You ain't running away from me. I can't shoot. No. But okay, so here, this is a different room that I haven't talked about yet. This is called a sacrifice room. What the sacrifice rooms are is, and you'll always know them because they're going to be these big dark rooms that have these little thing of spikes dead center of the room. That's all they ever have. Sometimes they'll have little torches and other things, but overall it's just this. So what these will do is you walk onto the spikes and you take damage. For each time that you do this on a run, you will over the course accumulate rewards. This will consist of money, to items, to chests, to other various things, including unlocking certain items. There's a special character in the game that can only be unlocked by killing yourself in one of these sacrifice rooms while you are holding a very specific trinket that you have to unlock later in the game. So this character is basically what would be considered this game's I think the only thing I could think of to really just denote it is, if anybody has played the Devil May Cry series and has played the Dante Must Die mode, it's basically this game's version of that. This character has no health whatsoever, cannot get health at all, so one hit kills you no matter what. But on the upside to it, they do have passive flying, so that's actually a good thing. But we'll get into that later. And the brown cap. That's an odd little trinket. I've never really looked into what it does exactly so much. All I know is that it involves poop and bombs. And we got a key. Now, one of the harder bosses of the game that comes out with Afterbirth Plus does actually involve the womb in a way. What this boss is because I have mentioned that you get in the last video, I believe I mentioned that you can get to the boss rush by getting to Mom and beating her within less than 20 minutes. If you can get through the womb and beat the final boss of the womb, which is Mom's heart, or after you beat it 11 times, Mom's heart 11 times, it lives. You can beat that within 30 minutes. You will get access to a very special floor called the Blue Womb, and in there is a very special boss. It's actually probably one of the harder bosses, one of the hardest bosses in the entire game. Only matched by one more, which is only accessible by beating the boss of the Blue Womb. And I might die here. Nope. Okay, I live again. But I need health now, so blow some shit up with this health. Ooh, yes, and we get the blood clot out of one of these. I did not actually know you could spawn from one of these. The blood clot is an item that will up your damage, but only for one of your 2 eyes. So every other shot gets a nice damage boost. So it's a very nice little item. And here we have Skolex. I believe we fought the pin boss in the last video. Skolex is the womb variation. He's kind of a dick because of the fact that you can only harm him by shooting his butt.
Yeah, no, I can hear you yelling halfway across the house. That's lovely. I might.
What? What's going on?
Give me a choice. Just gonna keep yelling and yelling and yelling until I say, yeah, I'll go. Yes, I'm going!
Once again, Basilisk's family, everybody.
Adios. Getting the hell out of here.
Alright. Alright, later, Bass. I'll talk to you when you get home. Ooh. This is a nice item, ladies and gentlemen. This is a really good item. This is also one of the reference items of the game. This is the Magic Mushroom. This will improve all of your stats minus luck, and it makes you a little bit bigger. Bonus points to anybody who can guess the reference if you haven't already played the game and know what it is already. But if you get the reference, bonus points. Tinted rock. Tinted rocks are interesting. On the first 2 floors in the basement, they will always be colored a different shade than the regular rocks. And same on any floor after that, they will only have a little X drawn on them. So it's very hard to spot them. But if you can spot them, always bomb them, because they will always have either soul. They're guaranteed to always have a soul heart in them. Sometimes they can drop gold chests. And they can even end up giving you a specific item that does a really good amount of damage increase. So keep your eye out for those. Been playing the PC a little bit too much. I keep forgetting my controls. All right, moving right along. Now, as I go into all the items of the game, it could be said that... Oh, and there we are. So there are 2 items that you can get only by blowing up rocks in general. The Lucky Rock, which we just unlocked, is when you blow up 100 rocks. Destroy them in general, because there are some items that just allow you to walk over them and break them. There's another item that you can unlock by blowing up 100 tinted rocks, or the little special rocks. That is a damage item that I was talking about, and normally will only also drop from a tinted rock as well. So always keep your eye out for those, ladies and gentlemen. Ow! Dick biscuit. I don't see any tinteds. Now some rocks are especially in the womb here, like right here, you can see right here. And right there. There are some rocks that you'll see, they look like they have an X on them, they do not have X's on them. You'll always be able to tell which ones have the X and which ones don't. So, okay, this is interesting one. These are Blastocysts. These are a boss that can be used as a mini-boss. Actually, every boss in the game can be used as a mini-boss in technical terms. Does not change their health, though, but it does denote the room that they're in. If they're in a room that's not the boss room, they're technically considered a mini-boss. Alright, so we have Death and the World. The World will do the same thing that the treasure map does, except it'll also reveal the locations of all the secret rooms and super secret rooms to you. So if so always use it on the floor. And here's some more golden poop. Money. And we'll blow you up. Give me anything? No. Okay. And okay, never mind. It does reveals the secret room, my mistake, but it does not reveal the super secret room. That one is always elusive. There is items that can reveal that. Just like that. And poop. Black poop will do a tiny bit of damage to all enemies in the room when broken, and it also give them a confused status effect. So, oh, and there's a tinted rock right there. Ooh, hang on. Nope, never mind. I was thinking I could have wizarded it, but I can't. All right, and we're done with that. So. The Death card will it has the same effect as losing a black heart or the Necronomicon item. It'll deal 40 damage to all enemies in the current room for you. And this is Mom's Heart. This is one of the harder bosses of the game. This is also one of the bosses that denotes bullet hell for this game, in a sense. Very fucking annoying. Alright, let's go. Come on. Come on, mommy dearest. No, I do not want to play with these people. Stop spawning them. So the more you damage Mom's heart, the more erratic and different the bullet patterns get. Till she does this, these 4 rotating brimstones. And we have defeated Mom's heart. With that, we get our prize. Which... So I'm going to point this out right now. If at any time that myself or Shadow is streaming and the video and the recording or the video abruptly just ends without us doing outro, that means that whoever has been who's running the stream, their internet has gone out and it just cut. So what we'll do from there is we'll basically still use it as a video, but we'll just treat it as its own video from there. So we'll just continue off from there. And with that, we have unlocked Eden. Eden is another character who you can only use through using these things called Eden tokens. Eden tokens are acquired every time that basically that you beat Mom's heart, I believe. So Eden is, as you can see with the question marks here, a completely random character. All of his stats are random. Even the items that he starts with can be completely random. So as you notice, we have other characters here who we have yet to unlock. But we will be looking into that very shortly. For now, we shall continue on with the game, but we will be playing this a little bit more interestingly. So the game constantly keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You can unlock new variations to floors by beating all the bosses that are available to a floor. You can get more and more new items, new characters, new modes, and new actual floors. But by doing this, you have to constantly keep replaying, doing things. You got to beat bosses X number of times, beat certain bosses, beat them with those certain items. You name it, what have you. The game gets very complicated if you don't look into a lot of it. So, here we are. We have a first treasure room, and this isn't one of my more preferred items, but it isn't a nice item. This is the Smart Fly, Revenge Fly. So what the Smart Fly does is that when he floats around you as an orbital basically for a while, but upon taking damage, he will then become more free roam. Anytime that an enemy hits you, he will immediately fly at them and do contact damage to them constantly. After that, for the remainder of the room, he will basically target any enemy that comes near you. And there is a tinted rock right here. And we shall defeat you once again, Monstro. Yeah. Okay, here we have the matchbook. Evil Up. Matchbook will improve your chances of finding a devil deal and spawns you at least 2 to 3 bombs while also giving you 1 black heart. And let's continue with our adventure down into the depths. Like I said, Tinted Rocks can also spawn gold chest levels. And here we have another one of the 7 Deadly Sin bosses. This is Wrath. And yes, he is based upon another game character that many of you in the newer generation may not be familiar with. Many people who are in my generation will be familiar with. Bomberman. And actually one of my favorite original games too. So, moving on. Fuck you, worms. Ow, that was rude. So see, there goes the smart fly in action. He basically took a hit, so for the remainder of the room, he just starts hunting them down. And our next multi-dimensional baby. This is one of the many baby familiar items. What this thing does is it follows your exact path and the exact same timing in the exact same way. So it's weird trying to set it up, but what it does is when you shoot a tear through it, it will turn it into a double shot. Or if you just stand perfectly still, you can also do this. I believe it also increases the damage to your tears just slightly for any that actually pass through it. But other than that, it's an interesting little item. I don't personally like using it myself too much, only because it's really hard to set up. And hold on one moment, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Parents came home with groceries, so gotta take care of that. Since my brother isn't home, and they usually, well, I get snacks, so yeah, I usually help out. So it's all fine. I mean, I wasn't expecting them home until about another half an hour, but that's not my fault. Here's the neat little trinket. This is the cartridge. If I remember correctly, it's either upon entering a room or every time that you take damage, you have chances of activating the gamer kit effect. That is, we will see if and when it activates. Yes, now here's an interesting little gimmick. These little leapers, if they touch a fire, them along with a couple of other enemies, I believe though mostly only these guys, if they touch a fire, they do get lit on fire. It doesn't do damage to them though. It does a tiny bit of damage at the initial touch, but after that, it doesn't actually hurt them anymore. And they actually become flaming leapers. The annoying thing with this is that they take more damage at this point, and they can also hit hard. And here we have Larry Jr., who blindsided me there, but just gonna let our little fly friend take care of him. Ooh, and here we have the PJs. You feel cozy. This item will fully heal you as well as give you 3 soul hearts. So it's actually a really good item to get. And now we are in the flooded caves. This is a variation to the normal caves. So we have a room there that's double locked, but we only have 2 keys. And we need to keep one of them for the treasure room when we get there. So if we can find a 3rd key, we'll go and check out that room. Worms are also an interesting enemy in that they will not shoot any of their shots unless they have a direct line of sight to you. So, kind of passive in a way. And here we have Gluttony. This is one of the other bosses based on the 7 Deadly Sins. He's not too difficult to deal with. He has those little 8-way shots. And he also has his little brimstone laser. But upon killing him, he does have a chance sometimes to drop a health increase item. So keep your eye out for that. Depending on your luck, though, you never know. This game isn't a lot of this game really does have to do with luck. Despite the fact that, people say, well, there's no such thing as luck in games. With this game, luck actually does have a profound effect on a lot of things. Luck itself in this game is its own separate stat, like some RPGs, as this is played out like one. Ooh, and we did find a 3rd key, so didn't even notice we got a 3rd key from Gluttony. So let's go and open up that 2-locked door. Who knows what's inside? Alright, we have a D1 room. So this will re-roll all of your items, as well as any items that are in the current room. So what we got here is we got Aquarius, which is leaving behind this trail of tears behind me. This is a creep that will do damage to enemies that they pass into it. We got the Spider Bite, the Wafer, and Holy Shot. Holy Shot is a really good item. It is a random chance to alter one of your tears into a holy white shot tear. If this strikes an enemy, it will release Holy Light upon them, which does a lot of damage. The Wafer will make sure that every bit of damage, no matter where we are in the game, only does a half of a heart of damage to us, guaranteed. So the Wafer is always a very welcome item. And there's the Holy Shot in effect, or in action rather. And of course, this game is always about the poop. We're at just about roughly 40 minutes here, ladies and gentlemen. I so apologize for that break, but we will more than make up for it with content. Oh shit. Oh no. Alright, here we have a sack. Sacks are very rare that they drop, but there is an item that can improve the drop rate of them. And what they do is they will drop a random assortment of pickups, anywhere from 1 to at least 5, I believe. In our next treasure room, we have the Hourglass, and this is an interesting little active item, but I'm not going to take it. What this does is it'll rewind time back to the one room prior. But we're going to use the restock box here and try to get something else. So that's the Yum Heart. This is another active item. This will regenerate 1 red heart container of health for you every time that you use it. But let's see if we can get something a little more useful. Ah, yes. Here we have Leo. Leo is another one of the Zodiac items. And what Leo does is, as the description implies, Stompy. This allows you to basically break rocks or any form of breakable objects just by walking into them. Just like so. Note that doing so with mushrooms is hazardous to your health. So we have some pills here. So we have Tears Up, Retrovision, and Bad Gas. Now here we have the Emperor card. This tarot card, upon use, will automatically teleport you to the current floor's boss. Now here we have an error room. This is one of the uses one of the super secret rooms, and will you'll know it's an error room because of the way that the floor and the walls are. So this can have a lot of various items in it, or sometimes just a actual pedestal item in general. But because we've already found the floor's treasure room, we are going to go ahead and use the Emperor card to go straight to the boss. And here we have Chub. Chub is personally one of my least favorite bosses, but he is fairly simple and easy to predict, as well as if you have bombs, when he does his little charge, you can drop a bomb right in front of him, and he'll actually swallow it. This is, of course, another reference to more games. And here we have Breakfast. This is another HP up item, so there you go. And we have here, okay, so we have 2 Devil Deal items here. We have Dark Matter, which gives us a Fear Shot, and we have something a little more interesting, which we're going to take, actually. This is Lord of the Pit. This doesn't really do anything other than it gives us flying. And right there with that little cutscene, you get a sneak peek at one of the characters that I had mentioned earlier. The one that can only be obtained by killing yourself in a sacrifice room while holding a specific trinket. That is the Lost. But we'll get more into him at a later date. Yep. Oh, and here we have Ultra. I believe this is Ultra Pride. I don't let their really stupid looking appearances fool you. These guys are actually very dangerous. You notice those 3 shots that they're puking out are purple. Those are homing. And with defeating them, we spawn the left hand. Which, you know, we're gonna take this. The left hand path reaps dark rewards. Now what this will do is all chest drops, as long as you're holding this trinket, will have a much greater chance, or if I'm remembering this right, are guaranteed to be red chests. Which sometimes can be a bad thing, but sometimes can also be a very good thing, depending on the items that you get. Now, as many would imagine, having flying in this game does make some parts of the game easier, and sometimes they can also be harder, but mostly it makes it easier because you are no longer restricted by pits or by obstacles. You can just fly right over them. Now, a lot of tier effect items like the holy shot here are sometimes a little frustrating to use due to the fact that it's completely random when the effect triggers. So sometimes you might be firing and hoping that it triggers on an enemy, but then when it doesn't, and when it finally does, but you end up missing, you get and have a little bit of frustration. And as you'll notice, flying does not actually stop us from letting Leo's Stompy effect take place. The effect of Leo will continue to take place so long as your body itself is what passes over top of an object. Now, you can sometimes get pills out of mushrooms, or actual mushroom items out of them, but more often than not, you're not going to get much of anything. Mostly you're going to get pills, and sometimes they will just release gas that hurts you. And with this, what we're going to do here is we're going to use the donation box. And it still didn't break this time. Interesting. But let's continue on. So again, what we picked up in the treasure room on this floor was telekinesis for dummies. So, temporary homing shots. Which, if anybody's noticed, we have not used yet. We are saving this for bosses. Normally, items like this I only ever save for the bosses. Now, like I said, Leo will allow you to walk over rocks and break them, but this also counts to poop, since poop does count as a destructible object. And nothing. And finally, we've made it to where the boss lives. Now, the interesting thing about this game is that in Afterbirth Plus on PC, you do get an additional section of the HUD, which is placed directly underneath where your coins, your keys, and your bombs are. And it's actually a stat pool. And what this does, this allows you to keep track of your stats as you... Ow. And we're at the next boss, Gertie. And he's being a little annoying right now. Accept thy fate. Stop puking at me. Stop it. Bad Gertie. See, this is what happens when you don't listen. And here we have Rotten Meat. This is another one of the HP up items. There's actually quite a lot of items in this game, now that I'm recollecting, that do increase your HP. At least by 1. Some of them do more. But we'll continue on. Here we have a challenge room, and it's going to have 3 red chests for us. That one's going to have troll bombs. Shocking. Ooh, you got a little close to me there, buddy boy. And as anybody also knows, though, Leo does have one other effect to it, and that is that it does lower your speed by a little bit. Now, here, these knights, these are interesting. So, while you cannot hurt them with your tears from the front, If they run over your tier creep, like the Trail of Tears here, that does damage them. And the Holy Light does damage them as well, even if you hit them from the front. And here we have Guppy's Collar, Eternal Life. So what this does, if you notice now by my health bar, there is a ×1 question mark. What this means is that while you have Guppy's Collar, every time that you die, you have about a 50-50 chance of respawning outside of the room, but without a whole lot of health. And here we have a coin beggar. I would use him, but I don't have any coins at the moment. Ah, this is a little greed head. Greed and greed-based enemies, such as greed itself and super greed, and those little heads that they spawn. If they hit you, you will drop coins. But since I didn't have any, that's a new coin. And these skulls are annoying. Now sometimes if you ever do get a item like Leo that allows you to basically break anything by walking over it, if it isn't 100% hazardous to you, I would recommend breaking just about everything you can find. For this fact of the reason that sometimes you can find a trapdoor and sometimes you can find other things. Trapdoors are not symbolized nor marked with tinted rocks. And more often than not, it's pure luck that you find them. The Lucky Rock, however, the item we unlocked earlier, can help you find these. So this tarot card we just got is Temperance. This spawns a blood donation machine, which... Wow, that was fast. Can give you... Will take away a half of heart, red heart, a half heart of damage from you, and give you money. But sometimes it'll break, and by doing this, it will give you the IV bag, which is a portable variation to the blood bank, or the blood bag. And the blood bag is another HP increase. I was kind of hoping for that, but we got the IV bag, which I'm not too fond of, really. Unless I have a lot of red heart containers and a large need of money, I don't like using it. Oh, this is interesting. So this is Pyro. This is one of a set of 3 items, including the dollar, Pyro, and Skeleton Key. These, respectively, will give you 99 coins, bombs, or keys. In this regard, it gives us 99 bombs. Nothing too big in the shop. So, again, with the idea that you now have all of these bombs, you're more free to do what you wish with them, rather than having to squander and, you know, basically be petty with them. But we have some coins now, so we'll see if the coin beggar wants to give us something. No, he does not. And we are coming up on our time limit, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Holy shot, trigger. Trigger, damn you! Thank you. So, with that, we are going to end this episode here, as we only have a few more minutes. You know what? No, we'll go on. Go on, we got a little bit of time left. I'm pretty sure I can beat the boss in this much time. Depending. What floor are we on? We're on the first. Okay, so we won't be fighting Mom. So I could very likely end up being able to pull this off. Ooh, we might be in a bit of trouble here. Oh yeah, we're in trouble. And there we go. Oh, and Guppy's collar kicked in. So, like I said, Guppy's Color will have a 50-50 chance. We are, however, in a very bad situation, so we will use the homing shots. Hopefully this might help. Oh shit. And it triggers again. Normally, it actually is very hard for it to trigger, but sometimes it will trigger at just the right time. Ah, poo. Ah, we're gonna be here a bit if this keeps happening. Oh, and there he goes. And there we are. We are dead. So anytime that you die in this game, you will be given a code, which is basically a seed code. You can input this and you'll get this exact kind of runs, this exact run setup, at least with the floor layouts and everything. Everything else will be different. This will also tell you what enemy killed you, and it'll also give you a list of what items you had. So with that, we're going to end this episode here. But don't worry, we'll be back again sometime. So with that, if you guys enjoyed this and you want to see more of this, or if you want to keep up to date, go ahead and follow us here on Twitch at ShadowWeaversPCG, or subscribe to us on YouTube at ShadowWeavers Partially Censored Gaming. As always, go ahead and smash the like button down below, as the support is always greatly appreciated, and it lets us know that you guys are enjoying yourselves and you like what we're doing. So again, with this update, end of last week's of the last stream that we did of this, but we will be trying to keep this from happening ever again. We will be Shadow should be back with us again the coming week here, so we will hopefully be able to get some more stuff done. We will be doing Evil Within 2 still, as well as getting started with Sword Art Online, Fatal Bullet whenever we can get around to that. And we will be hopefully trying to figure out what to do with Rainbow Six Siege Outbreak. But with that, that's the end of the end of this stream and this video. So, see you all next time. Later.